of H said, definitely this whole friend is just looking for the book deal or exclusive true crime podcast guest spot for sure. And guess what? I'm gonna have that girl on. If that girl wants to come on afterwards, she can. Now she can't talk until she's testified, but that hope friend can come on afterwards. I'll have her on. But all right, let's watch this video here from Nick Trigidley.
She's about 5'10", probably, maybe 5.
So she's actually 5'8", but you know, in this photo she looks like she's 5'10" because this is her trainer. So this is Courtney, and this is Courtney's trainer. So obviously your trainer is a fucking short bitch, but it's really pretty short. And by the way, I say that in a flattering way, like in a bad bitch, because she's clearly fit. This girl's clearly fit, right?
5'11", 5'9". She's not a little girl. She's built.
This is Nick here. He's a bodybuilder. His channel's Bodybuilding and BS. I'll put it in the description after this. But like I said, it's interesting to hear it from a bodybuilder.
Got muscle on her. She's thick, so she could probably handle herself with a guy if she had to in these type of situations. I'm not saying she shouldn't stab him or shouldn't kill him, or I'm not saying she should kill him. But what I'm saying is, it takes a certain type of person to grab a knife and want to murder someone cold.
Yeah, it takes a crazy fucking bitch to do that, right? Like a crazy bitch to do that.
Cold blood. Shooting someone's totally different. Pulling a trigger, stabbing someone's a whole nother level. But the final thought on that is she did murder him. She did stab him to the point of killing him. I think there's probably better ways she could have disarmed that situation. I'm sure there's been more.
She could have disarmed the situation by not having a fucking knife. Like, that's how she could have disarmed the situation. But we're going to get into the story about what happened with her ex-boyfriend, the guy before Christian. And this is fucking nuts.
Situations, and just this one that she had to get out of. But I guess this time, maybe she was just frustrated. She was over it. She was done. And she was like, that's it. I'm going to murder this guy. There's still a lot to unfold with this story. But for now, that's essentially what's going on with her situation currently. Now, let's go back a few years. Why am I talking about her? No, not only is this story crazy. Let me get more sips of my vintage bone real quick. Hold on.
He got to get his bro gains in here, guys. His own grift. This guy is fucking huge, by the way.
This is tiramisu flavor, by the way. Why is this girl relevant to bodybuilding and BS? And why am I talking about her? Well, guess who her ex-boyfriend was? Give you guys a couple seconds to think about it. He's a former Mr. Olympia, and this happened in 2017. He actually had a...
By the way, I respect it. I respect people who can get those gains because, bro, that's fucking disgusting amount of muscle. But one thing that you guys don't understand, and I'll talk about this a little later, is that just because you're jacked does not mean that you're jacked here, right? In your mind, right? Just because you're fucking like ripped and you have giant fucking muscles, you can be a very, 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 very person with a fragile ego, who's easily swayed, who's easily convinced, who's easily pushed over. Just because you're jacked does not mean you're also mentally jacked. We'll hear about this.
Broken jaw. And nobody knows why he had a broken jaw. The rumor was that he got into a car accident. Now, he prepared for the 2017 Olympia with a broken jaw. He was eating through a straw.
So Mr. Olympia had a broken jaw, and he was hiding it. He was hiding why he had a broken jaw.
And then he was also blending his food. Now, who could this be? Sean Ronan actually dated.
This is the dude. This is the dude, Mr. Olympia, right? So black dude, right? Rich black dude. You know, he had money because he was doing bodybuilding. He was making money. So this is her target, right? This is her market right here.
This girl for quite some time. And actually, he cheated on his wife, Michelle, with her. Sean was living in California, and so was his girl. She was training at Gold's Venice. She wanted help getting ready for a bikini show. In the gym training, and she has a YouTube. I found clips of her training online on muscle.
So she literally was a home wrecker. So she was a home wrecker who went in and got into Mr. Olympia's marriage there. That was the guy with his, husband and wife. Literally a home wrecker.
Insider. training with different trainers in Gold Venice, but I did find this photo of her and him together after she won.
Yep. So here's the photo. You can actually find this online. If you look it up, you just Google Courtney, Clenney, Mr. Olympia. This is them. So they were fucking, right? Now, this guy was married, but they were fucking. Okay?
The Bruce City MPC class bikini. This is them together. The reason she broke Sean's jaw, she uppercut him and shattered his jaw because she found out that Sean was lying to her about not being single. He was actually married with a child, and he was lying to her.
Yeah, that's his child. That's his wife. Clearly, he has a type. Clearly, he has a type.
And he was also lying to his ex-wife, Michelle, at the time. So he got caught, and she confronted him. She broke his jaw with her fist. She uppercut him. Fast forward, this very well could have been Sean Roden getting stabbed to death by this girl if maybe they were dating longer, if maybe she had more feelings for him, but she clearly has some type of temper or anger issues to go hit another man, especially Sean Roden. Remember, Sean Roden is not small. He's jacked. This girl did not fear anything or anyone, clearly. She was.
That's the thing is, she thought that the guy was soft. And like, you can be jacked and be soft inside, right? Like, you can be fucking ripped and be soft. In fact, a lot of the guys that are really big, like, they're not gonna fight, right? And it's kind of funny. You see a lot of times these really funny videos of fighters, like people who can be like Manny Pacquiao size, right? Like small fighters, they'll go up and they'll like push these bodybuilders. They'll be like, yo, fuck you. And they'll like try to provoke them into a fight, right? Because they know that if the fighter knows how to fight, right? The bodybuilder is working for mass, for the aesthetics of it, not for the practicality. So a lot of times these people can be soft. Now, not all of them. I know a lot of trainers. Like, I had a personal trainer who did MMA. He was not soft, right? He definitely not soft when I was in Orlando. But yeah, this is the problem. This girl thought she could beat up jacked dudes. And why? Because she's a white female and they are black males. And you're going to see that. He's going to talk about that in a second right now.
Even thinking about, oh my God, if I break this guy's jaw or I hit him hard enough and I don't take him down, he's probably going to attack me. But those thoughts didn't go through this girl's mind. She was just thinking, I'm going to crack him. And she shattered his jaw. That's how hard she hit this guy. Or we could say Sean's jaw is not that strong. I mean, look at the patterns here. I mean, this girl clearly had anger problems back then, clearly still has anger issues. And like I said earlier in this video, she said she only dates rich black guys. She said it. Hold on, let me rewind that again a little bit. Here we go. Right here. Boom. Boom. Weeks beforehand, she said, I only date rich black guys. Why is that? Why the fuck is that? Yeah. This is a woman who knows what she can get away with, goes out, targets it, and goes for it. And remember, guys, it isn't just like, okay, this is something specific to white women targeting black guys, right? Maybe I'm going to flip the script. I'm going to turn it on me. Maybe it's older Asian women targeting white men. Holy shit. That happens too. Maybe it's cougars targeting younger guys. People do this all the time. You gotta be very fucking careful about what somebody wants from you. Only dates rich black guys. So she clearly thought Sean was loaded, rich, whatever term you want to put onto it. Now, I don't know his financial situation at the time, but I highly doubt he was rich yet, or at least wealthy yet. He had a kid, he had a wife to support. She clearly, she was just cherry picking the right guys for herself to date that looked like they had money, that had the image, had somewhat of a celebrity status, right? Sean was popular in that gym, so she cherry picked him. Now, Sean's obviously in the wrong for cheating on his wife. I mean, number one.
Yeah, and by the way, guys, all you people, Andrew, blah, blah, it's wrong to cheat on your wife. Let me say that one more fucking time. All you people, Andrew's a misogynist, blah, 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 blah. No, don't cheat on your wife. Don't fucking lie, okay? Don't fucking lie. If you don't want to get married, don't get married. If you want to be non-monogamous, be non-monogamous. If you don't want to ever get married, don't get legally married. If you just want to date people, if you just want to have sex, don't get married, right? That's fine. There's no judgment for that from me. If you want to get married and you have kids, that's fine. When you make a commitment, stick with that fucking commitment. Whatever it is. If you're dating somebody, say, I'm just dating you and I'm not fucking anybody else, then stick with that. Whatever it is you do, don't cheat. Be honest about it. Whatever it is, just be honest about it. I agree with that. I've never said elsewise.
Two, lying to her, dating both of these girls. She went to Gold's Gym, Venice, where he trained. He helped her out for the shows. He would give her nutrition guidance. He would train her in the gym sometimes. This is all allegedly, right? Hearsay, but I have a lot of people confirming this. And they were dating for quite some time. So there obviously was feelings involved. Clearly, she felt some type of way for him, or else she would have just been like, okay, next. She clearly liked the guy and was upset and shattered his jaw. Now, there's videos online of Sean talking about this.
Yeah, so I mean, okay, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you guys, okay, I'm going to ask you guys a poll. I'll do it in Rumble. Just let me know. So the jaw story, right? Do you believe that she had a strong punch? She had a weak jaw? Or it's a sus story? What do you believe about the jaw story? Because his jaw was broken. His jaw was legitimately broken. Like, that really happened. But do you think it's because she's strong enough to punch him? The guy's got a weak jaw? Or the story is just kind of sus and maybe there's something else going on too? What do you guys think? His jaw was legitimately broken. Understand that. Like, it was actually broken. That was confirmed. But did she just do it with her hand? Or did she hit him with something? Like a dumbbell? Maybe she hit him with a baseball bat? Steroids cause bone loss and osteoporosis. Oh, that's actually true. I actually forgot about that. Steroids do cause the weakening of the bones. I forgot about that. That actually is a very fucking good point. That's what that fucking trend is gonna get you on. Hunch says roll of quarters or lighter in her hand. Maybe a fucking crack pipe. Who knows? So we got almost 200 votes. 20% about say strong punch. 36% say weak jaw, but 46% say it's a sus story. The story's a little sus. I think we're missing something from that story. I do agree. I think there was something else involved in that story. Edward 4ID says weak jaw from lack of calcium from bodybuilding. That's true. Mix of weak jaw and strong, says Squid. Okay, I can see that. Bodybuilder muscles are counterproductive in a fight. PWH is being jacked doesn't mean you can fight. There you go. Yeah, it doesn't. It does not. Fighting is about training to fight, right? I've seen small guys wreck big guys. So let's continue with this.
On muscular development, Generation Iron. He talked about how hard it was to prep that year for the Olympia with the shattered jaw. There's interviews with Ron Harris talking about it, but there is nowhere on the internet that you will find this story. Anywhere. He blamed it on a car crash. That's what everybody thought. But he actually was avoiding Gold Gym at the time to go train in other gyms, so no one saw him with a wired jaw at the time. He talked about it later on, like 2019, 2020, started talking about it, but nobody knew at the time why Sean didn't look that good that year. No one had any idea. This story is absolutely mind-boggling to me that now this girl, 2022, murdered somebody, and who knows if Sean was still dating her, ended up with her. That could have been Sean very easily. That could have been Sean. It just shows you guys how small this world is, how small our industry is. And look at this girl. You would never imagine she'd be able to kill someone, to stab someone to death and watch them bleed out on your floor in your apartment and roll around the blood. Your dog's licking it off of you. It's probably not even her blood, most likely. It's just the whole story is absolutely sickening to me and crazy to me. And what makes it crazier is that Sean Roden dated this girl. So many people still wonder to this day why Sean Roden's jaw was broken. And I always see it on forums. I always see it on old videos that they post about.
So there you go. So there's a story about how Mr. Olympia got fucked up by this dude, by this girl. Crazy shit. Crazy shit. When I read that, I was like, holy fuck, dude. That is bad. That is real bad. Real bad. But, you know, and that's the type of story that, yeah, maybe that can't come out, but it comes together to paint a picture of a person. It does come together to paint a picture of a person. And paint the picture of a person that's not afraid to attack dudes. And this is a trend. I've talked about it. I talked about with Drex. I talked about in other channels where there's a certain type of woman that feels no fear attacking grown-ass men. Not applicable says, to get too dark, but men get brain damage from women punching them while they're asleep. Happens a lot. Not outside the realm of possibility. No, it does happen. That actually does happen. That is very dark, but that does happen. P-Dub on Rumble says Kimbo Slice got exposed when he faced real fighters. That's right. Shout out to Kimbo, got fucked up when he fought in real fights.